Solo.
And hello, welcome to Solo Playthroughs. We are here today with another playthrough of AuZtralia. Yes, we are. The Martin Wallace Weird Cthulhu Brass mashup that, I don't know why it works, but it just works in a very strange way for my brain. So, I did want to address a rules clarification that came up in the chat from my first AuZtralia video that was on the eastern side of the board. Today we're on the western side of the board. Some minor differences in gameplay. I will get to that as we go. If whoever is in the chat, I think I saw one or two people in the waiting room, could just let me know that my audio is on point before, again, I continue to sound like, you know, like the Bride of Chucky or whatever other assorted voice sounds might be coming through. I've been having good luck lately with the audio, but just want to make sure of that before I blab on for too many minutes in a row. But the rules clarification that I need to point out, or not really a clarification, the rules mistake that I had made in the first game is that I forgot that as you are building out your railroad, with all your little fun little railroad pieces, if there at any point is an old one who moves onto your railroad, remember you can never build into a space with an old one. So the only time an old one would be on your railroad is if they're revealed and they move. If an old one, that's not an old one. Where are the old ones? If an old one ever moves onto your railroad, any further actions, that's a freaking kangaroo. I'm going to pull like 4 kangaroos in a row. I don't even know how many kangaroos there are. I should know this. It's another kangaroo. Be an old one. Oh, whatever. This is a kangaroo. This is a Cthulhu-roo. If a Cthulhu-roo comes into, I really did pull 3 in a row. That's amazing. Is in your on your tracks, any further actions that you might want to do further up on that track, you cannot do. It basically cuts off your supply line. So I believe late game in my first playthrough, I did a attack against an old one, an unrevealed old one, when I could not, because there was actually a Migo on my track, which would have prevented that from happening. The way the score worked out, it wouldn't have mattered. It would have been a closer game, though, for sure. So, instead, I think I, did something that effectively was worth like 10 points. I would have only been able to do something that was effectively worth 3 or 4, if, whatever the math worked out to be. So that is an important part of the game. And knowing, being aware of when your supply lines are cut off is something that you really do need to monitor. That fortunately, I love the play rate in this game, by the way. Fortunately, again, easy to forget rules. Old ones on your track block all activity further along the line. Yes, easy to forget rules. So I am apparently in good company because they felt that important to put on their little thing here. So this is a review copy sent to me by not one of my Stronghold, and the other one's the one I forget, SchilMil Games Limited. So this was hooked up for me by OffDutyNinja, which is a company, it's a third-party company that does like media requests for a few of the bigger publishers. So super appreciative to everyone involved in getting me the review copy, not only of AuZtralia, this is the base game, but also both of the expansions. Unfortunately, I don't know how much of the expansions are realistic to get on the channel for solo play. The Tasmania expansion offers a smaller board, I think is what that does, and then there's an expansion that allows like competitive play where one person can actually control and play as the old ones and play as Cthulhu, so to speak. And then there's like this campaign thing where you can take all the different various solo modes. Different and various are redundant, yes, I know, but there are the 10 solo goals. You actually play through a campaign and it tells you the level to play them on, and then you can kind of beef up. I've grown less enamored with this whole campaign idea, especially in games that are more than adequate as one-offs. So I will not be going through the campaign on Interesting. So it actually does tell you can do the Tasmania map. So I need to explore how to get Tasmania on, and I'll get as much of the expansion content on the channel as I can. I will plan on doing one more playthrough of Australia for the channel. It doesn't add any new enemies though, so I was hoping it added new personalities or new enemies. But again, what it really does is add a lot of cards for someone who's playing as the old one themselves, and then there's like different spawning rules and the person who's playing as the old ones can choose what to spawn and where and et cetera, et cetera. So it's some interesting ideas. I don't think I'm going to get much play out of it, unfortunately. But for someone who's like, really like the game, wish I could play this competitively, and I really want to be a Cthulhu Squid Face at some points, during my month, which is totally fine. Whatever you're into is great for you. Then you might be interested in picking up all of the expansions. So again, we'll get into the base game playthrough today. Again, we're on the western side of the barracks. What are the rules differences? Well, you have these player boards. The player boards, again, when you're learning the game, you play in the eastern barracks. We're just flipping that over. The only things that are really different are the building railroad actions. They're on the base game board. I'm sorry, on the eastern barracks board, there are two of them. One costs 2 time, and you can build in the yellow or the brown hexes, and one costs 3 time. You can build on the yellow, the brown, or the green hexes. Well, that's just totally changed. You can now, there's 2 actions, they're both the same. You can spend 2 time to build on any hex. Additionally, on the eastern barracks side of the board, there's very specific land types or what kind of farms you can put out. Again, you have your sheep farms, you have your cow farms, and you have your corn farms. But now on this side of the board, you cannot put any farms here, but you can put a bunch of farms here. So it really makes you like kind of bifurcate the board a little bit. It also makes trying to defend this a little bit harder, because you have to get your farms out because it's really good for points, but you're very spread out on this side of the board in your farms. Meanwhile, you're also trying to you want to really have your trains go toward the inland so you can get more access. So you have a lot more interesting decisions, or you have different decisions that you have to make on this board and how you're putting your train tracks out, because you would ideally like to get all the way out here for 2 reasons. One, it will allow you to defeat the enemies that are out here. That gives you big points. 2, you have this ability to actually mine points in some of these hexes out here. So you notice you have 3 hexes that have a 3-point chip on them and 2 hexes that have a 5-point chip on them. So if you can mine them, again, it's a lot of points. What that does is counterbalance the fact that on this map, one of the other changes is there are no phosphate, so you don't worry about phosphate ever, and there also are no coal put on the board as well. So the phosphate's more of the point counterbalance. The coal makes you spend time doing this import-export action a bunch, because you're going to need the coal to, again, to continue to build your train track. Every time you take the build train tracks action, again, you can build 2 each action, you have to spend a coal and an iron, steel, I don't know, one of those 2 things. We'll figure it out. Chat is quiet. What is going on? So that's fine. We'll play this for myself and just hope that the spirits of Cthulhu are not going to interrupt the audio today. The first time I played this game, I did, for some reason, my cameras all decided to crap out. That has not happened since. So I don't know what was going on that day, where 2 of my 3 cameras decided that they were not going to work, and I was frozen in time. But we got that back up and running, and hopefully today we have no tech issues whatsoever. So what I'm doing right now is I'm going to set the event deck. Again, there are 30 event cards. There are 10 that have for the first stage of the game. There are 10 for the second stage of the game, and there are 10 for the third stage of the game. We're going to take half of each of these piles. So I have those 5. We're going to take half of the pile, number 2 pile. We're going to put them here. And then we're going to take half of the last pile, and this will be our 15 events through the course of the game. Again, each event is triggered, an event is triggered as Cthulhu, or the old ones, start spending their actions. Every time they hit a lit up space, so an odd number, they will pull one of these events. The events generally make us reveal old ones. Some of them spawn old ones on the various temples that may or may not be on the board, and some of them will make us assassinate some of the personalities that are available in the personality row. So I'll put the event deck right here. I'm shuffling up the Cthulhu cards. What these cards do is they control movement for the old ones that may be revealed, and they also will be what is like the primary driver of combat results. So it's a cool little card system that I very much like. Phoenix Knight, what's up, Eric? Yes, time for another death at the hands of Cthulhu Down Under. Hopefully not. Hopefully not. We'll see. I have not won on this board yet. I have not played all that much on this side of the board either. The game I was playing last night, I realized near the end game that I had missed the numbers. I find them a little harder to read on the side of the board for whatever reason, and I spawned the wrong old one, and it radically changed how the game is playing out, and I just didn't feel like recreating it, nor was it early enough to play one more time. So I just went to bed and got some sleep for once, people. That's what I do sometimes. All right, we're going to put that over there. I'm going to take the solo game cards. Remember, there are 10 of them. These are going to change up our goal for today. The last time I was not allowed to buy any infantry if I wanted to get the points. I could have, forgone those 20 points and bought infantry. That definitely changed how that game felt. Hopefully I do not roll the same one today. If I do, I might just re-roll. So 10, 9, 8, and what's 7? Straight to the top. Reveal all the level 3 old ones. Woo! That might not be easy to do on this side of the board, but we'll see if I can pull that off. That is 20 points. That's a significant amount of points in a game that doesn't score all that highly. So I will put this, I'll put this over here just to kind of get that out of the way, and I should have plenty of room for my personalities down here. We're going to place my port there because why the heck not? It will give us some room to grow and spawn some stuff and build farms and all that other exciting stuff. And now we just have to put out our survey tiles. Again, the survey tiles are going to basically be how we do the board setup. We are playing on the insane mode. In insane, we start with 4 gold, 2 iron, and 2 coal, and we start with 0 victory points. So there also is a thing on the same mode that you're supposed to put a survey tile on the eastern barracks side of the board. It's silent about the western barracks since there's no symbol at all. I'm assuming that it's only an eastern barracks thing, so I will not be putting something there on number 14. So I could, if there's an errata on that, let me know. But on the other side of the board, they have a survey tile marker there, but it's in red to distinguish, hey, you don't always place it. So I'm assuming if they wanted you to put one there, even in the solo game, they would have put a marker there, or it would put one there in the insane game. They would have put a marker there and done the same thing. Again, that could be wrong. So if someone who knows more than me wants to clarify that, I think just looking how crowded this side of the board is with how the survey tiles go, that seems like it'd be a pretty extreme thing to add. That would be beyond insane. That would be just diabolically exorbitant, or I don't know, some fancy word. So we're going to put our survey tiles out. There are going to be 12 of them all day on this side of the board. Bam, bam, da, 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 ding. This is exciting. Oop, that's one too many there. So 5, 9, 12 tiles. Rest of these tiles can go out of play. And now we will seed our board. So we will not put any old ones. If any old one would spawn on the green areas, they won't be spawned. Again, we're not placing any coal and we're not placing any phosphate. So we're going to ignore that little white symbol there, but we will go ahead and spawn some old ones. Guess what I got? I got bags for the various level of old ones because I was tired of making stacks before every game. Who would have thunk that I would get bags to pull enemies out of? Amazing. We're going to put this one there. Again, there is a curved edge and a flat edge. You just got to figure out which is which because make sure you don't get any information you're not supposed to have. Bam. And now we're going to put 3 steel right up there. I have spawned everything that's on that tile, so I can put that aside. We'll just go across the top, and then we'll work our way down. That says spawn a phosphate. We're not going to do that. We're going to put 3. I guess we're not spawning it. We're placing it. We're not going to do that. We're going to ignore that for the western barracks side. We're going to put the 3 gold in the center there. We have to add an old one here and an old one there. So we have a level 1 old one here, and then we're going to put a level 2 old one there. Level 2 old one. How do I love you? Or maybe not that much, but you know, it's a thing. I want to try to butter them up, get them feeling comfortable with me, and then we can, you know, put the hammer down later. We're going to spawn some more old ones. That's what we do. We're going to put 3 steel there, right on top of that old one. How do you like that? Some steel in your face. And now we're going to put some level 2 old ones. This one's going to go underneath this 3-point marker. And then this one will go down here. Yeah, got to reveal all the level 3 old ones. Interesting. That's going to be tough to do. I don't think I've ever had this goal, so we'll see how this plays out. We're going to put this over here. Again, we ignore the coal. We're putting 3 gold over here. We're going to have a level 3 old one here. So the first of the level 3 old ones that we're going to need to reveal. Level 3 old ones can be especially nasty. And we're going to have a level 2 old one right next to him, give them a little company. Aw, you guys look so cute together. They're best friends, guys. Put this over here. Ignoring the phosphate, ignoring the coal. We're going to have 2 level 3 old ones there. And there. So this one will go here. Little line. Look at that little conga line of old ones. This is amazing. Doing the electric slide at their cousin's wedding, clearly. All right, this is going away. This is going to come out. What do we got? We got some steel, some gold, 2 more old ones coming out for this tile. So this one says put an old one here, which we're not going to do because it doesn't go on the green hexes. And this one says put it up there. So since it would have been adding a level 1, since the level 1's already there, what we're going to do is take the level 1 away and make it a level 2 instead, because 1 + 1 = 2. I know advanced concepts will get around to figuring out that math as we go. We're going to put this one up. What do we got? Got 3 gold, lots of resources. So I like that. That's going to come out here. 3 coal we ignore. We can put this level 1 here. That was the one that, again, we kind of upgraded from the previous spot, and then we're going to put a level 2 old one underneath this. That's out. We got 5 more to go, kids. So again, we ignore the coals. We get 3 steel. I mean, if I'm revealing all these suckers, I mean, it does mean I'm going to need to get a train right up the gut there. So this is going to be interesting. We get another level 3. Speaking of level 3s, so they go right here. And then we need 2 level 2s here and here. Now remember, on the other side of the board, there are like restrictions on placing resources on coastal hexes. It does specifically say no, like, because this board's different. The coastal hexes on the other side are yellow. The yellow ones are now here now. So like, they've really made some interesting changes. The iconography is actually really smart, though, to kind of let you know what you can do where. And the back of the rulebook talks about the Western variant to be really helpful with that. All right, so we're ignoring the coal, we're placing gold. It tells me to place a level 3 old one there. Well, that's the max old one already. So we just ignore this because we already have a level 3 there. But we do have to add 1 more level 3 down here. So that's our 5th level 3. Hopefully that is it. I'm like, I don't know if I'm getting these 20 points, guys. This is coming out. We're going to get some, more resources. So again, we'll have steel and gold on tile 15, which is amazing. Remember, when you go to mine, you can only take 1 type of resource. So it would take 1 time to get the gold there and 1 time to get the steel, but no complaints about that. We're going to get 2 old ones now. So I need to get a level 1 here. I'm just going to move this guy over here because I'm going to have to make what was there into a level 2. So lots of level 2s are out. I only got 2 left in this bag, amazingly. Then this comes off the board. 2 more. This comes out. We're ignoring the coal, ignoring the phosphate. We're going to have a level 2 here. Nope, I didn't see it. I promise. And then a level 2 underneath that stuff. So all the level... What? That's never happened. How? I mean, I just assumed that we put a level 1. We've gone through all the level 2s. That's crazy. There's 10 level 2s. They're all on the board. So we'll put a level 1 here. I don't know if there's a rule for this. Again, there's not always this many old ones. We've just managed to pull a lot of old ones. Speaking of more, which we're gonna get 2 more old ones. You get a level 1 old one here, and then a level 1 old one over here. And then it says put steel, but we ignore that. I mean, I will check the rules just in case. I think we're just going to leave that as a level 1 and call it a day. In some cases, there will be an overlap. Yeah, I mean, I don't think they're. I I don't know. I guess that wouldn't really ever happen on the eastern side of the map, just the way the tiles are. But yeah, we're just gonna have to make that a level 1, and I'm gonna make the executive decision. Phoenix Knight, 1 + 1 = 2. Oh, good. You can do first grade math. I'm not sure, man. I don't know. That's if you've seen enough of my playthroughs of other stuff, you might question my ability to do first grade math because sometimes it's a tough thing to do. So we basically have 22 time to spend before the old ones are going to have a turn. Again, we could basically go from the 0 track up to the 22, and then the old ones will start triggering. The player that is either behind, so if we're obviously 22 behind the purple, is going to always be the active player, or the player who is on top if you're on the same space on the track. So reducing how many times in a row the old ones will go is important. This board looks like a mess, and I'm worried. But yeah, I don't see a world in which I reveal all of those level 3s. But that is my goal. So I'm going to need to build up one heck of an army, kids, and probably not do much else. But you know, unfortunately I have enough gold that I can get on the way. So if I just attack, I don't spend any time really building farms. If I just basically mine and attack and attack and attack, we have a chance. But let's see what our personality cards are going to be. Again, there are 5 personality cards in play. I'm going to move my farms out of the way. These tokens come out of the way. So 5 personality cards. We have Ferdy Kassan. Place 2 farms of your choice. You still earn 1 gold per farm. Normal rules would apply though, so you're not going to be able to build 2 of the same kind of farm. You have Zhu Ziang. I'm sorry, I'm butchering that. Your airships can take 3 damage before they are eliminated. You have Tex McGuire, 1 victory point for every cattle farm. So that's an endgame scoring thing. Colonel Corey, inflict 1 damage on 1 old one during combat. That could be helpful. And then we have Count Iago, start his combat with 4 sanity tokens instead of 3. That could be super nice. Yeah, let me go ahead and take this personality card. Let's kind of see if we can get more of these suckers that could be helpful for combat. Or we get Mr. Marino, 1 victory point for every sheep farm. That's not going to be all that helpful. I'm going to spice out 1 time for that. I'm going to spend 2 time and a coal and a steel to build 2 train tracks. 1 and 2. So I put a thing there. Remember, as you take these actions, if you ever want to repeat an action box that already has 1 of your cubes in it, you just have to spend a gold per cube that is in there. When you ever want to reclaim your cubes, it is a time to get your cubes back. And if all your cubes are out, either as like damage on somewhere on the board or on your board itself, it does cost you 2 times to take everything back. We're going to spend 2 more times, so that gets us up to 5. We're going to do this build a train action. It's going to be my last coal and my last steel. We're going to build 2 more train tracks. Bam, and bam. I'm going to do a mining action for 1 time. That gets me up to 6. We'll take all of this gold because I'm going to do it eventually. I'm going to do a build a unit action for 1 time. That gets me up to 7. I'm going to spend 2 gold to get 2 infantry. They go on my barracks. Again, the western barracks are also marked by a kangaroo hopping along in your barracks. It's a very friendly kangaroo, so be nice. Wow. I probably... Colonel Corey's nice. These level 1s aren't that bad. It'd be a little risky just to go in guns a-blazing now with my infantry, but I'm tempted. Remember, the more types of infantry you have, the more types of units you have, the more likely you are to get a hit on each card. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. So that's correct. I could take 2 coal. Do I want to build more railroads? I'll do this action. So this lets me take a gold or a steel, or I could turn a gold or a steel. I'm sorry, not a coal or a steel, or I can sell a coal or a steel for 1 money. So you don't actually have to pay for a coal or a steel. You can just take it, or you could sell if you actually need more money to build more units. I'll just take 2 coals. You get to perform that action twice for the cost of 1 time. So 1, 2. So that's my 8th time spent. That will go there. I think I should build more units because, you know, it's a thing. Maybe I'll get lucky with these level 1s, trying to reduce how much time I'm spending. I have a wall of level 2s, which is going to be a giant pain. The wall of 2s. When old ones start revealing, just to go with numbers. So 1, 2, this will be the first one to reveal based on an event. 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Old ones, as they go to the closest farm or port. When they attack your farms are immediately blighted if unless you have a card that does damage to them as they enter your farm. When they attack your port, you actually get to do a battle with them, and a battle doesn't cost any time. So it's a really effective way, especially with these little peons. Hopefully will be fully defended. Especially if an armored train or an airship. Remember, when you're in combat, when you're actually doing the attacking, you have to spend 1 time per type of unit you spend from the top row. The bottom row you never have to spend time for, but the top row you can spend up to 3 times to do an attack. So it'd be 1 time for sending any infantry, 1 time for spending any armored cars, and 1 time for sending any artillery. Ah, man, I'm tempted to. Oh, I screwed up. I did not. Instead of taking 2 coal, instead of taking a coal and a steel. That, my friends, is a more important thing for me to do. So I want to reclaim. I could build 2 farms to get more money, but the farms are just going to get blighted. Remember, end of the game, the old ones score 1 point per blighted farm. You score 2 points for every farm you have on the board. But I think I'm going to worry about farms more as a late game activity. They are a really great way to get some gold, but again, I have a lot of gold that I'm working with here, especially if I can start eliminating these old ones. And if I don't have any farms, I can just send all these guys toward my port, and hopefully my port will be beefed up enough to take them down. Sad. So wasn't today supposed to be Maze Night Day? No, that's tomorrow. I think there's a chance I misspoke. Today's definitely not Maze Night. Don't do this to me, Saget. Nah, I'm pretty sure that's tomorrow. If that was somehow misadvertised, you can let me know. But I think check that it should be listed for tomorrow on my site for sure. So sorry, Saget, but yeah, same time tomorrow, 11 o'clock. Have to go earlier this week, but hopefully we can start doing some afternoon playthroughs next week as things develop. Man, I really don't like these personalities at all. I don't like your personality. That's right. You heard it. You heard it here first, kids. I think I have to build another unit. I'm not thrilled about it. But if I do an attack, reclaim, that could be a good place to start. So I'm going to spend an action and a gold. They already have a cube there. That's going to cost me 1 time, so that gives me up to 9. And I'm going to spend 4 more gold, and I'm going to build an airship. Airship for the win. That goes in my barracks. And then I'm going to spend this to do an attack. I'm going to spend 1 time because I'm only sending my infantry and my airship. Hopefully this level 1 doesn't prove to be too awful. 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. So we're up to 10 there. And I'm going to reveal this sucker because I want to attack. Do I really want to do these level 1s? I mean, my airship's range 1. My infantry, I could actually start going for these level 2s, but that seems super risky. Some of these level 2s are nasty. But I think clearing at the level 2s, if I just let all the level 1s go down, I think that's going to be a better gamble. I'm going to be a little aggressive here. So level 2s for the win. So this is, I control this hex as my tracks end there. So I'm going to do range 1. We're going to go for a number, I don't have range to that one. So the only one I have range to with my infantry, which is only range 1, is going to be this one. My airship has range 4, so he can get pretty much freaking anywhere. But what do we have? All right, not terrible. He does have 6 health. We might not be able to take them all out in one thing. This is a loyalist. When you withdraw from zombie attacks, they heal to full. It's like a weird wrinkle in the rules. But when you attack the loyalist, they would not. So if we get some damage out of him, then maybe I can reclaim, and then we can attack him later. I think that'd be fine. So I'm going to do, once per combat, Colonel Corey is going to be like, oh, we're going to drop a damage cube on your head. And this guy is actually equal to this guy over here. That's the do for fighting. I'm going to use these things on the board as an area for level 2 and level 3s. This really helps clean the board up a little bit. And now we're going to go to combat. I sent my 2 infantry units into combat and my airship. Let's see if we get a little bit lucky here. So the first part of the battle, since I have an airship in battle, I do 1 damage. But he comes out hitting, he's going to do 1 damage to my airship. Now we're going to look at our chart to see what is really our chance of success here. Probably not amazing. Where the heck did I put the reminder card? There you are. So loyalist, yeah, everybody's good against them. Airships are only average, but infantries are good. Armored car is good. Train's good. Artillery is good. So I did 1 damage with my airship, and it did 1 damage to me. Now, before the next round of combat, I'm going to actually retreat with my airship so that sucker can heal. When you withdraw, that thing heals. If you're defeated, anything remaining is destroyed, I think is how that works. I just want to make sure I'm getting this right. Resolving combat, withdraw. Before withdrawing, you can withdraw. Remove the cues, blah, blah, blah. If you're defeated, you have no, note that resolve, this means it's possible to destroy, blah, blah, blah. If you were defeated, destroy all units in the extreme force that have 1 or more damage cubes on them. They go to supply, then return the rest of your units to your barracks. Otherwise, remove all damage cubes. Do not destroy damaged units. And return all units to the barracks. Right, so if you're defeated, anything that's damaged is out. And so you're defeated, often when you're defeated, it means because all your units were destroyed already, but you could also be defeated by sanity loss. So if you have to pull a sanity token and you don't have any more, that means everyone's kind of forced to withdraw, and if they have a damage cube, they're also defeated at the same time. So we're going to the second round of the battle. All I have left is 2 infantry, and I've only done 2 damage to this guy, and he has 6 health. So let's see what's going on. Bam. Not infantry. He does another damage to airship. Fortunately, I withdrew my airship. Otherwise, the airship would have been destroyed. If I had a train, I would have did 1 damage to the loyalist. Armored car or thing, I take a damage cube. This isn't looking great. I think I withdraw. Doesn't seem like this is going to go well. I'll just kind of regroup, build more trains, get more money, build some units, whatever. So I'll withdraw. I'll remove the damage cube. These guys are coming back. So you can withdraw all your ground forces, or you can withdraw your airships. You can't withdraw like some of your ground forces, and I really don't feel like losing any units. But now we know we have this guy here. He will not take any movement cards, and I'll just put the damage actually on him. He will not take any movement cards until the old ones start having a turn, but at least we know what we're dealing with. Saget, why not be both? Okay, I guess I would just wait then. See you tomorrow, dude. All right, we will now spend 1 time. So this is our 11th time to reclaim all of our cubes. Again, so 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, and 11. Reclaiming all of our cubes. And living to fight another day. I'm going to spend 2 time, 1 and 2, spend a coal and a steel. We're going to build 2 railroads, going right up the gut here. I'm going to spend 1 time to mine, so that gets me up to 14. Right, because there's 2 times to build. Yeah, yes, that makes sense. I was like, why? So 1 time to mine, I'm going to take all of the gold here. I'm going to spend 1 time to build an armored car, because I need some more muscle. So 11, 12, 13, 14 gets me at the 15. Armored car coming in. Nope, that's artillery. Artillery is expensive. Armored cars up here. Armored car and your infantry have 2 shield. This thing also has, the airship also has 2 shield. Again, these are not very military focused things. Although Sue, she could actually let my airship take another damage, so that's like a tempting thing. I'm going to spend 1 time, that gets me to 16 to get her. So now my airship can take 3 cubes before being destroyed, 3 damage before being destroyed instead of 2. This is long range outback camp. Inflict 2 damage on any face up old one. Oh, that's interesting. So I spent 5 more times since I reclaimed. I think I really want to destroy this dude because he's annoying me. So I'm gonna spend 2 time. I'm gonna send my my infantry, my armored car, and the airship, and we're attacking. And it cost me 2 times because I'm sending the armored car this time. So that was 4. That was 7 since I reclaimed. So yeah, I'm up to 18 up there, which is fine. We're attacking this dude again. So first things first, I'm gonna trigger Colonel Corey. That gives me another damage on him. We're going to start pulling attack cards. It's the Loyalist. I have an armored car. I mean, I have an airship. I don't have the artillery, but I get 1 more damage cube, so we're up to 4 of 6. He doesn't do any damage to me. Next, I don't have a train. He does 1 damage to me. That's unfortunate. I might lose one of my artillery guys here. We'll see. Next, I have an armored car. I don't have an artillery. I do 1 more damage, so we're up to 5. 1 away from defeating him. Bam. I don't have a train or artillery, so he's still alive. He does 1 damage to me. I'll put this damage cube on these guys. I have infantry. I do 1 damage to him. He does nothing to me. The Loyalist is defeated. We got there. You're out. So that's going to be 3 points for me at the end of the game. I'll just stack them on top of that. This can come over here, and I can move all these cards off the board. These guys come back to my barracks. All damage cubes are healed because I won the battle. That's super fun, and I like it. I'm going to spend 1 time, gets me up to 19. Let me mine these resources. I'm going to spend 1 time to do the import action and get 2 more coal. I'm going to spend 2 time to build more train routes. Kind of looping around here. Oh, that's 3 gold just sitting there. Maybe I don't build those train routes yet. Nope, not doing it. I want to kill that guy, go through there, and get that gold on the way. It's a much more efficient way to do it. So I'll take that back here. So 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, up to 20. That makes sense. I reclaimed that 11. I have no money. Tempted to reclaim my cubes again because I'm so short on gold. And then I could build more infantry. I can maybe attack this thing, build train tracks, recruit. I could sell stuff for gold. Maybe build an artillery. I will want to get an armored car at some point. Getting train tracks there could also be helpful. If I spend the 2 time, that's another idea. I get 10 to time, get into there, because that's just 3 gold. 3 gold is going to be really hard to come by. Especially with these really bad personality cards. Yeah, that's fine. I'll spend the 2, because if I do that, they can do there, and I can jump through into that gut. That's probably better. Anyway, because that would give me access to all these level 3s, which is really where I'm going for. So I will spend the 2 time after all. I'll build the 2 train tracks. Now remember, I got to be careful where these old ones move. When they block up my trains, I'm going to be in trouble. And then I'm going to spend 1 time to reclaim all my cubes right before the old ones start having actions. And that will get me up to 22, because there's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. Reclaimed at 11. That gets me up to 23. So that math is correct. Alrighty then. So I'm past the purple. Old ones are going to start having turns. First thing they're going to do is they're going to flip over their event, because they just hit a lit up space. And we have, so I get a benefit right off the bat. So whenever you have like that little banner action up there, I don't think I only got it once in my first playthrough, which was a little unlucky, but reveal the old one of the lowest numbered hex. So 1, 2 is the lowest numbered hex. It is just a zombie. I am more than happy to let him go to my port. I will fight him there, and also he's unlikely to block off my supply line on the way, just with the way my trains are built. So he's revealed, and then take a personality card in player order. I don't love any of these. I will take the long range outback camp, because just doing 2 free damage to someone could be helpful, especially when I'm reeling all the level 3s. That gets replaced with Timothy Brassley. Build 2 rail without expending time. You must still spend 1 coal and 1 iron. That could be good. I dig. So these zombies revealed. Now that we have an old one on the board that can move, we're going to draw 2 cards off the top, and 1 by 1 we're going to resolve them. We're checking to see if there's a circle around him. If there was, he would move. There is not, so no movement on the first card. Movement on the second. So movement, he's going to go toward the closest port. There is no other possible 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Yeah, the straightest route is just directly down, so we don't have to worry about the tiebreaker that's on the card. There's like a number, and then you have this thing which kind of tells you the directional selection. If there's like multiple paths, it could also be the same number of hexes. There are not in this case, so it's just going to move 1 down. 4 more movements. We're going to have to battle it in our port. Hopefully I'll have an armor train by then, because then we can send everyone there, because he's attacking our barracks, yo. That's where we are. And we don't have to spend any time, because he saved us the time of traveling to him, and we'll be able to put them all in and defeat him pretty easily, for sure. All right, we're going to do another action for the old ones. Since there is not a lit up hex, they're not going to actually pull an event. They're just going to pull 2 more movement cards. We'll resolve them 1 at a time. No movement for the zombie, and no movement for the zombie. It is now my turn. I'm going to spend 1 time, so I get up on top of him. I'm going to mine these 3 gold, because I need more gold. Who doesn't? And then I will spend another time to take this personality card, because building those railroads will be helpful, because it's been saving me 2 time. Professor Cayenne reduces time point cost for attacking by 1 to a minimum of 1 time point. I don't mind that one at all. So I've spent my 2 time. It is now the turn for the old ones. So what are we going to do? We're revealing the next event. It is a kangaroo. No event. We're still going to resolve movement for the zombie. No movement. And movement is going here. Excellent. We're going to go another turn for the old ones. We're resolving movement for the zombie. No movement. No movement. Man, I'm tempted. Really want to break through that wall to get into there. I will spend a gold to redo the personality action. This could save me a lot of time over the course of the game. So I'm taking Professor Gaillon, reduce time point cost for attacking by 1. This comes out, take 4 gold from the supply. That could be awesome. Again, a lot of this game is won or lost with these personality cards. They are a huge part of finding an ability to win for sure. So that was one time. So I'm now on top of him. Again, it was one time and a gold for the personality card. And now I'm going to attack. I'm going to send my entire force. It would normally cost me 2 time, but because I have Professor Gaillon, it costs me 1. So I'm now ahead of the old one. He will go next. I'm attacking this dude, which is 1 away from where I have some sort of control. Oh, it's a temple. Woof. That's not great. I hate these freaking temples. It still counts as an old one for all purposes. The temples, infantry are good. Artillery, armored car does nothing. Artillery is good, and airship is average. It has 6 health. I think we might be doing this long range outback group. But Colonel Corey's with us, so he's like, well, I'm going to drop a damage on him. I don't care what the rest of you guys do. And let's hope we get lucky and start knocking off this temple. So we're going to pull the first combat card. It's Temple. Infantry does 1 damage, so we're up to 2 damage. We're pulling the next combat card. It's Infantry and Armored Car. Huh? What says Armored Car is NA? No, I'm sorry. I'm looking at the wrong thing. Yeah, it does 1 damage to me. Remember, it says whenever it does damage, you cannot assign damage to your airship unless it's the airship itself that is shown. So that is something to remember. So I'll put 1 damage on my infantry. I want to keep going a little bit. Hopefully I get another couple of things of damage. Nothing happens with the temple there. I lose 1 sanity token. Again, you reset to 3 at the beginning of every combat. I take a damage. I'm going to lose an infantry. Thank you for playing. Oh, never mind. I can assign this to my armored car. I'm prepared to lose 1 infantry. I definitely don't want to lose both. My infantry does 1 damage. I lose a sanity. This does mean that I will have to withdraw my ground forces, because if I go insane, both those guys that are damaged would go away, and I definitely don't want to lose my armored car, because although it's garbage against the temples, it's useful elsewhere. If I get 1 more damage on it, I can back up and just use the long range outback group before my turn ends and just eliminate the temple. That way I don't want to risk this event spawning a level 3 guy there. So 1 more damage, please. Yes, infantry does 1 more damage. So that's 4. I'm going to withdraw before this gets too hairy. And all my units come back to my barracks. So that was super. I took 2 damage. I lost 2 sanity tokens. It only cost me 1 time because of Professor Gaillon. I was able to do 3 damage plus 1 because of Colonel Corey. 4 damage there. And then I'm going to use a long range outback group because hopefully my military will be more built up later. And that inflicts 2 damage to the temple, which does count as an old one for the purposes of this game. And the temple is now destroyed. So this is a one-time use thing, so that comes out. The Colonel Corey is once per combat, Zoo is persistent, Timothy Brassley is one-time use, and Professor Gaillon is persistent. And then so you'll notice the only other type of card I don't have yet would be the endgame scoring card. We'll put that temple right there. I can also, might as well go ahead and use Timothy Brassey while I'm thinking of it, and we're going to get, I'll spend the coal and a steel, and we're going to put 2 more train tracks there. So again, I don't have to spend the time for that, but I just have to spend 1 coal and 1 iron. I keep saying steel, it's iron, whatever, they're related. Call that a day. So we've got decent headway into where the level 3s are. I definitely do not have a force capable of taking on too many level 3s, so I need to be careful. Plus, again, as soon as my train tracks start getting jammed up by old ones, that's going to cause a problem for me when it comes to actually fighting off these dudes. The good thing, though, is I can... I think I forgot I think I forgot to... I mined the steel. I built that last turn. That's right. I was just making sure I didn't forget to put a cube on there. I've basically done 4 actions since they started having turns, and the last, yeah, that's all correct. Every action cost me 1 time because I was at 23, 1, 2, 3, 4. Remember, I reclaim my cubes to get onto 23, so it's pretty easy to kind of backtrack, make sure you haven't forgotten anything when playing this game, which is nice. I appreciated that because I forget things all the time. All right, we're gonna do this event. Reveal the old one in the lowest numbered hex. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. The next contestant on The Price is Right is another zombie. The good thing is this zombie is going to be 1 turn behind this zombie. They will both move based on the same card. So we're going to reveal these. Zombies don't move. Zombies don't move. We're going to move another turn for the old one, reveal the next 2 movement cards. Oops, I put that in the wrong pile. Don't do that, Greg. That's a bad idea. We're going to take these off. Zombies don't move. Zombies don't move. These are very lazy zombies. That's right. These are not like the Dawns of the Dead. These are not the fast deads that move way too much. But hopefully, because yeah, we have to get worried because if one of these like reveals and it's not a zombie, then the movement gets off. They could like join forces, and then multiple zombies are attacking. The only thing to worry about is 1, 2, 3, 4. There is a chance that this zombie is going to move down here, which again will block all of my access to where I want to go. It is an argument though to get an armored train. My turn. I'm going to spend 1 time to mine. We're going to get these 3 gold. And I'm going to spend 1 time to build the armored train, although I'm tempted to take the artillery, but I feel like these guys are going to start messing with me. Take 4 gold from the supply. Yeah, that personality is going to be huge. I'll be able to get an artillery pretty soon. So I'm taking 4 gold from the supply. I'm spending 4 gold. I'm sorry. I spent 1 time to mine. I got the 3 gold over there, and I spent 1 time to build an armored train. That cost me 4, so I'm out. I have 1 gold left. And that was my 2 time, 1, 2. So that's, 6 time from number 23. I could take, build. I mean, I'm scared. I mean, it's almost seems like a waste to build farms. They're just going to get destroyed and blighted. So we'll hold off on that for now. Old 1 turn. It's on a lit up space. We go the 4th of 5 level 1 events. Ooh, I get to reclaim a cube. I'll reclaim the attack cube. That's nice. Another benefit. Reveal the old one of the lowest numbered hex. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. It's a kangaroo. Kangaroos are not a threat. I don't care what you've seen about boxing kangaroos. You're pretty safe around the kangaroo. So we're going to take these 2 cards. We're involving movement for zombies. Zombie don't move. Zombie doesn't move. These are, again, super lazy zombies. As I said, they're going to come here. 2 more cards for the old ones. Zombie doesn't move. Zombie doesn't move. Come on, guys. You can do it. I believe in you. Man, we have to resolve these attacks. This wall of level 2s. 13's going to be revealed pretty soon. 10 and 12 are both level 1s. So I think I go for the 13. So I'm going to do an attack. I can't send my train. If it's another temple, I'm going to be very sad. But I think I do an attack and then I reclaim. Puts me in a decent position. So the next, there's only 2 more piles of gold on the board. There's one there and one there. I will get that iron, which will be helpful. At some point, I'm going to reclaim a bunch of coal too. So I will do an attack. It's going to cost me 1 time because I'm sending my infantry and my armored car. I can't send the train because it's not on my tracks, but I will also send my airship. So it's only 1 time thanks to Professor Gaillon. He's a genius. I don't care what anyone says. And we're going to pull this. What do we get? Oh, it's just another zombie. I don't care about those stinking zombies, so we're going to put a damage on him immediately. Thank you for Colonel Corey. The zombies, what's good against the zombie? The armored car is good, the infantry is good, the airship is poor, very poor. So, we'll see how this combat goes. Again, we're attacking this dude up here. Yoink. I'll just put a little token there to try to keep that orderly. No effect. He doesn't damage us. We don't damage him. Infantry and artillery both do 1 damage. I don't have infantry, but I do have I don't have artillery. I do have infantry, so 1 damage there. Next, armored car does a damage. This guy ain't a thing. Armored car does another damage. I take a damage, lose a sanity. It's fine. Super dead. This dude is super dead, so I don't have to worry about any of that. Put this over here, my little growing pile of level 2 old ones. So that was my first point of time spent. I will spend another time while that's open to take 2 coal. Remember, I can't get coal from the board, so I need to import it. I will be able to get plenty of steel from there. Old one's turn. They have 2 turns. I should have moved this along. 1, 2, 6, 7, 8. Yep, that's totally right. The old one's going to go. We're going to take the last level 1 event. Boom, reveal the old one in the lowest numbered tile. So where were we? 9, 10. So that's going to reveal. Oh no, it's a Shoggoth. Interesting. That changes things. So hopefully he doesn't catch up to his zombie friends. We now draw movement for both guys. So first movement, the Shoggoths don't move and the zombies don't move. Second one, the Shoggoths don't move and the zombies don't move. The next turn for the old ones, we pull 2 cards. The Shoggoths do move. They're going toward my port. So they have two various 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, and 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. So we're going to see if they're going to move here or here because they're both on the way. They're moving toward the 2, and then directional tiebreaker was going to be going around to the left. So since obviously the 2 doesn't get them closer, they'll move there instead. But zombies don't move, and then this one, Shoggoths don't move, and zombies don't move. We have to reshuffle this. If that Shoggoth catches up to that zombie, that could be bad news. Then we have to sequentially fight both of the old ones, and we won't have a chance to withdraw and heal. And again, if we leave our port, we can't withdraw from our port if all our guys don't survive. Well, it was a good game, but it's now over. Fortunately, we have our little armored train, which I like a lot. So one of the events we haven't seen yet is there are events that cycle through the personality cards that they basically just says assassinate, which is kind of a harsh way to word it. But yeah, 2 of the personality cards are removed, and then you shift them down, then you reveal 2 more, which could be really nice. But the old one turns are done. I'm gonna reclaim my things because I need to. Nope. I probably should take advantage of the fact that that's open. Yeah, I'm going to build 2 train tracks. It costs me 2 time and a thing and a thing. And I will put these train tracks here and here. Now notice the Shoggoth has a straight line, so we don't have to worry about movement and directional selection. This zombie, though, could very much make our life a little harder. So the old one goes. We're going to pull an event, our first level 2 event, Reveal the old one on the lowest numbered hex and draw 6 cards for its movement. So this could get super interesting. Lowest numbered hex is going to be hex number 12. It's a Migo, and we're drawing 6 cards just for movement for the Migo. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and 6. And then we will draw 2 cards for movement for every old one on the board that is revealed. So we'll see how this works out. So Migo is going to not move the first card, not move the second. It does move the third. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So there's 6 away. So it has various paths. So it's going to move to the 5. So that's going to move it over here. It does move the fourth. It has multiple paths, 2 directional selection this way, so it moves here. So again, it's not going to get on our train track, which is nice. Migos move a lot. It moves here, and now it's stuck on top of the zombie. Now we're going to draw 2 cards to resolve movement for everything, one by one. Shoggoth doesn't move. Migo does. Zombies don't move. Next one. Shoggoth moves. Migo moves. Zombie doesn't move. And 8. And now one more turn for the old ones. Migo is in our face. Shoggoth doesn't move. Migo doesn't move. Zombie doesn't move. Shoggoth doesn't move. Migo doesn't move. Zombie doesn't move. These zombies, man. just move. What's so hard? Just make it happen. All right, I'm going to reclaim all my things because that's fun. So that's one time, and then I'm going to spend another time to take this personality card because I want the gold. This comes off. Corporal Jones, undo the effect of the last old one card drawn, and withdraw from combat. Okay, that's fine. Don't love that card. It seems a little weird. I'm sure there's a situational use for it that I just haven't considered yet. And now we're up to there. So I reclaim my cards. So I spent 11 before reclaiming, and then I just spent my first time there, which makes sense. So reclaim thing, those are my 2 time worth of actions. Again, I'm pretty much only spending 2 time a turn, especially with Professor Gaillon. We now go to an old one turn. Number 2, assassinate. Remove the top to the 2 rightmost. I'm going to use the bottommost personality cards, draw replacements. So these 2 guys are out. They weren't very useful. Hopefully we get some more militaristic personalities. This goes here. What do we get? It is Captain Flounder. Take 1 military unit of your choice. Oh, don't mind if I do. Yes. And we have Capina Alika. If your farm is attacked, you can defend it by taking an immediate attack action. That's not all useful, but Captain Flounder, I mean, definitely is the order of the day. Love me some Flounders. So that's done. We now have to resolve 2 movement cards. The Shoggoth moves. Migo doesn't move. Zombie doesn't move. Is the Shoggoth going to catch up with these zombies? Nothing moves again. What is going on, kids? Okay. Wow. Well, interesting. I think I use Captain Flounder. It's a lot cheaper to do that and get the artillery that way, especially if my home base is about to start getting pummeled, and then I'll worry about this gold later. So I'm going to spend a time and a gold. That's gonna. Oh, wait. 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. The old ones had another turn. So let me get that gold back and that time back. Sorry about that. Old ones have another turn because they pulled 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 1, 2. 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Yeah, that was all from last turn. Sorry about that. So yeah, they have one more turn because they pulled 6 plus 2 plus 2, and they pulled 2 this turn. Shoggoth does move. Migo doesn't move. Zombie doesn't move. I guess not gonna worry about the Shoggoth catching up with the friggin' Migo. Zombie moves. Shoggoth moves. Migo doesn't move. Zombie doesn't move. Woof. All right, now it's my turn. I'm gonna spend 1 time and a gold to get this personality card, Captain Flounder, and then I'm going to use him to get a military unit of my choice. Yes, I will take some artillery. Again, that doesn't cost time. It costs the time to get him. But now I have a full complement in my barracks. Feel decently good about defending. Remember, you can't withdraw, though, when you're in combat, so I'm going to spend another time. I mean, I'm about to start getting punished. I have a lot of level 3s to reveal. This could be so bad. I mean, that's 20 points, though. I mean, I kind of need to start doing it. Do I attack? Do I stay or do I go? I think I need to attack. You know, just reveal, let it come to me. I can attack it on my train path. Can mine the coal for now, because I'm probably gonna want to send 2 of these different units. Like the infantry, the artillery is like really good. So if I send like the infantry and the artillery, artillery's on average just better than the armored car. I mean, the armored car is poor, poor, good, 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 NA, and the artillery is good, good, average, poor, good, good. So the only thing the artillery is not better against is a zombie. But honestly, who cares about zombies, especially level 2 and level 3? So I will spend 1 time to mine these iron. Well, especially while I can, because again, I could get cut off. But I guess it doesn't really matter. Yeah, because if this is cut off, I can't build train tracks over there anyway. But I don't have that much time to reveal all 5 of those suckers and somehow, hopefully, defeat. Man, it's yeah, the surveying on this side of the board is really nuts. So Old One's turn is the second level 2. No, the third level 2. It's like the second. It's just, 1 more. 6, 7, 8. Draw and place a level 3 Old One tile face up on each revealed temple. I don't have any revealed temples, suckers. So yeah, getting those temples out is important. And getting them destroyed quick is definitely important. So, Old One movement. All 3 move. I think you resolve both. So Shaga's move first, Migos move, Zombies move. This zombie has a choice. It's supposed to move toward 5, so we'll go there. I think you resolve both movement cards and then resolve combat. Movement. Reveal 6. Yeah, pretty sure you resolve them all. After all remaining movements have been resolved, yeah. So you resolve all the movement, and then we'll do the movement. So that's done. Is the Shagath going to join? Oh, it is. Oh, that's so bad. Now I got to look up some rules. Ugh. So now both of them are in my port. Here we go. How does this work? Resolving combat against multiple old ones. It's always the things that never happen, except when I'm actually drawing. First look at the old ones you were fighting. Do I have to fight both at the same time? Yeah, I think they use the same combat card. Sanity. This is Pretty sure I just faceable this. I'm not sure why this isn't a little more clear. Here we go. It's in a separate section. You must fight all of them. You cannot choose to fight just one. All right, we're fighting both of these suckers. Could be an early game, kids. That's Shoggoth catching up. The Shoggoth and Amigo getting there at the same time was statistically does not feel like it was super likely. But we'll see. All my units are there. This doesn't cost me any time, so there's that benefit. So hopefully we can pile on some damage, and then I could use Colonel Corey whenever I want, whenever it's the most convenient. So first card, I do 1 damage to the Shoggoth, and I do 2 damage to the Migo. The Migo's dead. The Migo does 1 damage to the airship on the way up. Remember, the airship has 3 hits instead of 2. And the Shoggoth does 1 damage. I'll do that damage to the artillery. I'll do Corey's ability before I forget and just do another damage to the Shoggoth. So Migo out. Shoggoth only has 2 health left. That was a very good first round of combat. Next round of combat. Remember, I can't withdraw, so this is what it is. Just against the Shoggoth now. The Shoggoth does another damage to my airship. Airship cannot withdraw, so hopefully I don't take any more damage to my airship. I lose a sanity token. Next round of combat, my airship does 1 damage to the Shoggoth. Shoggoth has 1 health left. I take 1 damage. I'll put this on my train. Next, our armored car does 1 damage to Shoggoth. Shoggoth's dead, and I lose a sanity token. I have plenty to lose, so that's fine. This sucker goes over here. Both of them dead. I was nervous for nothing, people. That's right. Woo! And now another turn for the old ones. Zombie doesn't move. Zombie doesn't move. These zombies are really freaking lazy, kids. It just is what it is. My turn. Well, that was exciting. All right, these all cubes can go away. My sanity was restored. All these guys go back to my barracks. I think I need to reveal these old ones. I don't have a lot of time to do it. Just having one of each of these is so bad, and I can't remember. You can't send your train into this combat. If I reveal them, then they'll likely move onto my train, and then I can attack them with my move onto my train tracks, and I can attack them with my train. Open that up. I want to get a train in there so I can reveal that eventually. But revealing that one gives me access to the gold, and the gold's probably important and probably more important. So let's do an attack. I'm going to send all my forces. It's 1 less time thanks to Colonel Professor Gaon. I can't send my train, and the airship doesn't cost me any time. So it's going to be 2 time total. I'm sending 3 different kinds of units in. It just seems like that makes the most sense. And we're going to reveal this level 3 is within range 1. It's within range of all of my units. What do we have? Oh, it's just a loyalist. Just a puny little loyalist. Nothing going on here. He's going to get 1 damage off the top because of Colonel Corey. And actually, I'll just put this over here. It's this one. He has 7 health. Not bad. If it's like a Cthulhu or something, you got a lot more to worry about. But we'll see. Might have to withdraw and like do this in 2 rounds. But that's fine. Remember, every time I do a combat, Colonel Corey is just going to pop him for 1. So the thing is just like kind of keeping all my dudes alive in the process. So Loyalist, it takes 2 damage because I have an infantry and an armored car there. So 3 of 7 out of the way. It doesn't do anything to me. It takes 2 more damage because I have an infantry and an armored car. It does 1 damage to me. I will assign it to my top infantry. Nothing gives me another damage. I'll assign it to my armored car. My airship's there, so 1 damage to it. So we're up to 6 out of 7. Let me take those 5 away, replace it with that to make it a little clearer. And last but not least, nice, 1 damage because of my artillery. It's dead. I don't lose anyone. Needed every bit of those units there to make that happen, though. And this guy comes off the board, and now I can build some train tracks into that gold. Ideally, I get this revealed too, and I could build train tracks there and there, and I could also mine those 5 points, which would be super nice. Yeah, and again, none of these old ones have ever blocked my my train tracks yet today. I almost said a Toma. Old one's turn. Old one is pulling an event. Reveal the old one in the lowest numbered hex. Old one on the lowest numbered hex is 20, 21, 22, 23. Yeah, that's 28, that's 32, that's 26. Yeah, the numbering on this side is a little awkward. Oh, shoot! It's a temple. Oh, that's terrible. That's temple-able. I don't know. There's a joke in there. I just, botched it. Oh, I need some gold. I need gold bad. I can't, or I guess I can reclaim. Reclaim, do they want to attack? Armored cars are useless against the temple. Which is weird. You seem like they'd be better. Woof. I hate those temples. That's 7 health too. Alright, now we have to draw movement cards. As much as I'll be moaning my temple. Zombies don't move. Zombies move! Who would have thunk? This guy moves here. This zombie is going to move toward 4. 4 is down, so it blocks off my train, because of course it does. Woof. Zombies move twice more, maybe? Wow, that's really not good. Zombies move. No, zombies do move. This guy comes in to attack. This guy is now still blocking my train, preventing all actions up there. But at least we have to resolve a combat against this dude. All my dudes are there. I don't spend any time. I do 1 damage right off the bat because of Colonel Corey. And then I have an airship, so we've killed him. This comes back. Oh, man. Do I gamble that the zombie's going to move onto me? Because I really don't want to spend the time. I really don't want to spend the time. I can't build train tracks. I can sell. I can't place farms there because this is all blocked up. I can import or export because I have a port. So, I mean, I could sell 2. I can't even, like... Silly zombie. Blocking my train track. You see? I will never forget that rule. I had it wrong one time, and it's like, I will never forget you ever again. Oh, man. I don't think I'm going to have the time to build 2 more, because I'm like, do I really... If ideally I get 4 more train tracks, then I could do something up there, get those 5 points. But I think I'm just going to be at 2 more train tracks. I could build some more infantry, which isn't the craziest idea. Infantry are cheap. We like them. All right, I'm going to spend a time to import or sell. I will sell 2 of my irons to take 2 gold. And then I'll spend a time to buy 2 more infantry and beef up my forces. Having some more fodder for the level 3s is probably important. I really want these zombies to move. The next event, and that temple's nasty. Oh, that's not an event. Next event, assassinate 2. These go away. 2 more come out. 1, 2, 3, and then 2 more on top. The 3 were just ones I was moving down. Yvette says take 4 iron. Kurt General Takanashi, eliminate 1 military unit to inflict 2 damage. Oh, that's nasty. I like it. That could definitely come in handy. There was like there's one where it's like if a unit's eliminated, it just goes back to your barracks. Like it's a sick combo. But yeah, eliminating like late game, like some of these infantry, that could be helpful. Please, zombies, move. Just one zombie movement is all a little Greg needs. Zombie movement! Yes, it's there. Other card doesn't matter. Not zombie movement. Here we go. Let's battle a level 1 zombie, kids. General Corey is just going to inflict 1. Next attack card, no damage either way. Next attack card, no damage either way. Next combat card, infantry, does 1 damage. This guy's defeated. Done. There is nothing on the board that can move, so we don't have to pull movement cards. Again, the temples don't move. Ah, man. Do I attack that stupid temple? Do I reclaim? And then I can get General Takanashi. Oh, I still have this? You know what? I didn't need to sell last turn. I forgot I had Lord Blackstock. So this action, I would have just discarded him to get 4 gold. And then I could have done the build and reclaim last turn. And that's a much better turn. So I would have spent 2 gold to get the infantry that way because that spot was open. So sorry about that. So I basically took back the time that I spent on import-export and I reallocated it to reclaiming my cubes. So it's the same end result. So again, sorry for that confusion. I think we see what this level 3 is because that's really going to guide where I'm building train tracks. And because I want to build train tracks there and there because then I could take those off the board. I can mine both of those, and I think that'll be important. I think the temple I just let stand as much as I hate it. And if it's like a Cthulhu or something, we got problems. But I'm really chasing that 20 points, so and I have limited time to do it, so I don't think I can mess around with that temple. So if something spawns in a temple, it just is what it is. And if it's on my railroad tracks, again, I'm going to be limited in what I can do, but at least we're trying to move toward a goal here. So I'm going to do an attack action. And I'm going to spend 2 time. We're going to move these up. So again, for anyone who's still confused, what I had a personality card that allowed me to take 4 gold from the bank. I just totally forgot about that. So last turn I did the export action to sell and take 2 gold, and I realized that was silly. The only reason I did that was so I can build 2 infantry units because that spot was open. So I was able to use that, get the 4 gold, build the infantry, and then I spent the other time to reclaim my units. This normally would cost me 3 time because of Professor Gaillon. It only cost me 2, and we're revealing this level 3 old one. What do we get? Oh, it's a Shoggoth! Oh no! Oh wait, the train is not there because it's not on my tracks. I don't think I applied. Did I apply the train to the loyalist? I don't think I did. Yeah, no, it was thing armored car, airship. Yeah, that's fine. I didn't. So yeah, train's not in combat. So it's a Shoggoth. So we're actually going to be fighting against one of these. I'll just move this off. One of these guys here. Corey's going to do 1 damage right off the bat. And remember, oh, I never took General Takanashi. Let me not reveal him. I'm getting all out of order. It's fine. I'll pretend like I didn't see it. I think I have enough infantry right now. I'm going to spend another time. I'm not going to spend my first time to get Takanashi because that's super potentially important. And that's a victory point chaser. These guys aren't here yet. I thought I had Takanashi in the bag. Obviously, I didn't. I got all confused. Mad Johnson's not the worst idea. I could actually build 2 more infantry and really just once per combat, just 2 damage, 2 damage, 2 damage. Like, it's really strong. Yeah, let me do that. I'm going to spend another time and my last 2 gold to get 2 more infantry. And now it's an old one turn, and then hopefully I can just do combat every turn for the next 2. But I do want to build. I just don't know how I'm getting all 4 of these suckers, dude. There's just too many on the board. It's going to be tight. It's going to be tight. So, old one's turn. We're going to do an event. Replace a level 3 old one on a temple tile. That's not great. It's definitely going to be distracting. So this gets placed here. Oh, it's Cthulhu. It's just Cthulhu. That's fine. We're going to check for movement. Cthulhu does move. Cthulhu moves toward 1. That's not on the way. We're moving this way, so it actually moves down because that's still closest to my port. Next movement. Don't get on my train tracks. Well, that's events. Don't get on my train track. Don't do it. So we're pulling. I put this in the wrong pile. I'm struggling, kids. 1 is not Cthulhu. So the Cthulhu doesn't move this time. But yeah, see, those temples are really bad. I mean, there's definitely an argument I could have gone in and tried to knock it out, but I just think these level 3 old ones, trying to reveal them is important. Cthulhu, don't move! Cthulhu doesn't move. So Cthulhu is just chilling. Now I'm going to do what I tried to do 3 times last turn. I'm going to spend 2 time and attack with everybody and reveal this. Act surprise. It's a Shoggoth! Hey! So I'm going to do 1 damage off the top, thanks to General Corey. We are going to now start pulling combat cards. Everything's in the combat except for my train. And everyone, Shoggoth, it's infantry and armor card, poor and poor. Artillery and airship. Our airship's average, artillery is good. So, artillery for the win. Airship does a damage. So that's up to 2. I take 1 damage. I'll put that on one of my infantry. I'm going to do Takanashi's ability now. Just take out this not yet. Hold on. Don't get ahead of yourself. So we did 1 damage, 2 damage on him. He did 1 damage to us. Bam. No damage either way. Bam. Armored car does a damage. So we're up to 3 over here. Shoggoth does 1 damage to us. I'll put this on my armored car. Next. Shoggoth takes damage from the train. Obviously, my train's not in play. Next, armored car does a damage. So we're up to 4. The Shoggoth takes a sanity token away. We have 2 left. Next, armored car is poor, but armored car is beasting right now. So armored car does a damage. That's 5. I'm going to replace this with this. Now I'm going to do Takanashi's ability to do 2 more damage and just eliminate this infantry. Thank you for playing. You see why I wanted that infantry. He do another damage to me? Nope. Yeah, he did do another damage to me. That's why I did that. This goes here, I think. Did he not do another damage to me? The movement. Yeah, this is the first turn. So he did. That's why I wanted to do that, because I was running out of. Oops, my bad. I was running out of flexibility with where to place damage cubes. I just need to do 1 more damage to the Shoggoth. No, it does 1 damage to me. And woof. Make it happen. Woof. Another damage to me. I lose another infantry and a sanity token. Come on, dude. There we go. 2 damage to it, 1 damage to me, and 1 damage to my airship. Again, none of that's going to destroy anything. It's dead. Points for me. This is out. That was nuts. Yeah, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. No, this was a movement card. So yeah, it was 5, and then I did 2 because of Takanashi, 1 because of Colonel Corey. So that's all good. Shagath is dead. We've now opened up some really nice mining spots. But again, I want to reveal all 3 of those. It's a huge swing. It's 20 points on top of the fact that even if I don't kill them, it's half the points they would get if they remain unrevealed. So at the end of the game, if anything's unrevealed, you flip it over, double it, and that's how many points the old ones score. So we have a lot of points over here, but I really think we're going to need to reveal all 3 of those to have a chance. Old one's turn. They're going to reveal the next event. There's only 4 events left. Reveal the next old one tile. So 24 is here, 25, 26. I think that should have been the level 2, so I don't think we're going to get there. There's 28s up there. Reveal 6 cards for him. No, it's a temple. It doesn't move. So we don't have to reveal cards for his movement. But now we're going to do general movement. The only thing that can move is Cthulhu. Cthulhu does move. It moves toward the 6. The 6 is not on path, and then we actually tiebreaker this way. So now Cthulhu is blocking our path, so I can't reveal anything up there until I start doing some damage to Cthulhu. And that is not good. Yikes. All right, next turn for the old one. I don't think I'm going to be able to reveal those suckers. That's so bad. Not movement, not movement. Here we are. I think we have to take on Cthulhu. And that is going to be the kiss of death up here. So I'd have to build 2 trains. I can't move the trains. It's so bad. That being a temple was like so gross. Oh. This is where if I had Colonel Jones, I could have undone the effect of the temple. So that's, I guess, Corporal Jones has utility after all. I have very little money. Shoot. All right, let's do this. I'm going to do the export action after all. Sell these 2, get 2 money. Nope, I don't want virtual girls in my chat. So we're going to report that. That is report. You're welcome. And then we're going to block user. I mean, I know it's really hard, YouTube. So that's done. And now we're going to do the attack action. I have to spend a gold to do the attack action again. And I'm just going to spend the 1 time because I'm only going to send who's good against the Cthulhu. The artillery is good, and the train is good, and the airship is average. I'll send my infantry and my artillery, and it only costs me 1 time because of Professor Guyon. And remember, the airship is also there. I do 1 damage off the top, thanks to Colonel Corey. And now we do attack cards. No damage either way. I mean, it's freaking Cthulhu. Someone did damage. Someone did damage here, people. Infantry does 1 damage. So that's a 2nd damage to Cthulhu. Cthulhu does 1 damage to me. And I lose a sanity token. I should have replenished my sanity tokens to 3. Next card up. Train does a damage. My airship takes a damage. Next card up. Artillery does a damage. Remember, the train didn't do any damage because it wasn't there. I take 1 damage from Cthulhu. I'm going to defeat this with General Takanashi to do 2 more damage. So we're up to 5. And then I think I withdraw. Now go one more. Artillery does a damage. So we're up to 6. I lose a sanity token. Next. Airship does a damage. So we're up to 7. I take a damage, and now I'll withdraw. Since I withdrew, all my units heal. So we got the 7 of 15. Wow, Cthulhu is a bad turn of events. Get my sanity tokens back. Old ones have a turn. Old ones, next thing. Reveal the old one in the lowest numbered hex. So we have 2 temples on the board now. So 28 is next. 26, 27, 28. It's a Shoggoth. We draw 6 cards for its movement. Card 1, Shoggoth doesn't move. Card 2, Shoggoth does move. It moves toward 3. That's not closer to my port. So it's going to move directional changes that way. It's going to go there. Shoggoth doesn't move. Shoggoth doesn't move. Shoggoth does move. It moves to 2. That's not closer to my port. Directional arrow goes this way, so it's going to go down. And then finally, Shoggoth doesn't move. We draw 2 cards. We're doing movement for both of these suckers. Cthulhu does move. He's on a straight path. Cthulhu doesn't move. Shoggoth does move. It moves toward 5, so it moves over here. And now 2 more. Shoggoth moves. It moves toward 4, which is straight down. And Cthulhu, neither Cthulhu nor Shoggoth move. I need to reclaim my dudes for a point of time. And then I need to attack. I'm going to send the same forces. Hopefully I can get 8 damage with what I've got. Oh, my train was there. Shoot. Right, because it was on my tracks, and that's free time. I'm sorry, hold on. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Train was there, train was there, train was there. Right, it's on my tracks. Of course the train's there. Artillery, artillery. I lost 2 sanity. So it must have started here. Yeah, because there was no damage either way. I was like, come on, that can't be right. It's freaking Cthulhu. Yeah, totally. That's the kind of cheesy jokes I make. So if I did 3 damage off the bat, and then I have another 4 there, so 1, 2, 3, 4. I did 2 damage to Takanashi, so the train actually did 3 more damage. So I am up to 10 over here. That's better. Again, it's on my tracks. There's no reason why the train's not there. That is one of the benefits of the train. So sorry about that. Glad I figured that out. That makes life a little bit easier. We are spending 1 time we're attacking with the same force. The only one I'm not sending is my armored car. Alrighty then. So battle, I do 1 damage off the top because of Colonel Corey. My artillery is doing 1 damage, or my airship's doing 1 damage. We're up to 12. I take 2 damage. 1, 1. I'm going to do Takanashi. Get rid of that dude. 2 more damage, so we're up to 14. So remember, notice I'm taking a damage and then I'm eliminating it before it gets eliminated, and now it gives me 1 more cushion for some damage. So obviously it's not ideal, but it's what we got. I don't think I can reveal those 3, which is a little bit tilting, but maybe. I mean, reveal them, there's a lot of points there, but the problem is I have to build 2 railroads too. I don't know. I don't think it's happening. All right, next card. I take a damage. My airship takes a damage. Purple cubes. Next card. My artillery does a damage. Cthulhu's dead! Yes! Thanks, Colonel Corey. Thanks, Takanashi. Thank you for realizing that I had a train. And Cthulhu is defeated. That's super helpful. My train tracks are open for business again. That's 12 points. As soon as I hit the 53, that's it. That's all she wrote. These guys heal up. Nah, man, I don't think it's happening. I think the best I can do is build 2 train tracks. Mine. Attack one of them so I don't get those 20 points. And then maybe build 3 farms for my last turn. That's 6 points for me. So I get that 5-pointer, that's huge. I do one more attack, at least I reveal it. Alright, there's 2 more events. Let's see what's going on. Oh, it's reveal. A lot of the level 3 are reveal and move. So reveal 28, 29, 30. 30 reveals. That's 32. It's a kangaroo. And we pull 6 points for the kangaroo's movement. Kangaroo, we're good. It's not on the board. 2 movement for the Shoggoth. No, and no. Nest action for the old one. 2 movement for the Shoggoth. Yes, it moves toward 4. Oh, if it moves 4 again, that's going to be terrible. It moves toward 5. That's better because it doesn't block me off. Oh, I could reveal all 3 of these. Ah, I don't have the gold. Oh, I'm just short on the gold. I mean, I needed to spend all the gold on artillery too. If I attack, if I got the benefits from this event, like that gave me some of my cubes back, I could reclaim attack and then hopefully attack. That's 20 points. I mean, I'm going to be building the tracks and I want to be mining. I think that's too good to pass up. Yeah, these guys have range too. Well, the artillery only has range 1, so I'd have to send my infantry basically just to reveal that sucker. I could send my airship with it though too. I think that's the play. Cthulhu spawning on a temple. Jester, hi Solo and chat. How's the game going? I'm not sure. Yeah, I just don't think I can leave 20 points on the board. And every time I flip them, I'm halving the amount of points they're going to get. Hopefully the Shoggoth doesn't cut me off. Yeah, let me attack. And I'll spend the gold because I have one thing there. And that's 1 time. And then I'll reclaim. And hopefully I get something that gives me Qs back or gives me gold. So let me do this in the other order. I'm not going to spend the gold this turn. I'm going to reclaim to get this 1 cube back. And then I'm going to spend the cube and hold on to this gold. Because if this gives me cubes back or gives me gold, either way, I'm good. So I reclaimed and I'm attacking, not spending the gold. And if I can attack next turn, which I'll know as soon as I reveal this card, then that would be a much better thing. I'm going to send forth. I'm only sending 1 time. Oh, they have no range. It's so silly. My infantry have range of 1. My armored car is going to go out and reveal this thing because there's a range of 2. Remember, my airship also has a range of. My airship is a range of 4. And if I reveal this one, it's less likely to get on top of my train tracks. It's a kangaroo. You got to be kidding me. It would have been no points for them anyway. Oh, that's so tilting. I got all the level 3 kangaroos. Oh, that's so bad, dude. I'm gonna be 1 gold shy of doing what I need to do. Oh, it's so gross. Yeah, so I reclaimed and attacked. I'm just trying to reveal these 2 things. Old 1 turn, give me something back. Oh, it didn't. Shoot. I can't do it. That's horrible. That's horrible. I'm really upset. This is me being upset. So I reveal the old one, the lowest numbered thing. This is me being upset. 32. It's a zombie. We're drawing 6 cards for zombie movement. So 1, 2. We're going to shuffle these up. The way I read the rules, it's like I think you draw the amount of cards you're drawing and then resolve them. I don't think you resolve 2, shuffle, resolve 4, but it could just be a semantic thing. Just the rules are written a little bit strange. Not the worst rule book by any means, and the player aid's really helpful. The number of games that I've played lately, by the way, that have come out without player aids, I'm just like, what is happening? It's weird. Like, I feel like board games have regressed. All right, zombie does move, moves toward the 4, which is still closer to my port. I can attack and build. I can build 2. Man, I should have done them. Should have done the tracks and mined the 5-pointer is what I should have done. Ah, so gross. 2, 3, 4, 5. No, I'm sorry. That moves there because it's a straight line. So 1 movement, no. 2 movement. So now my train tracks are busted up anyway. 3 movement. Zombie movement for the win. All of them are there. And now we have to draw 2 cards for both the Shoggoth and the zombie. Shoggoth doesn't move. Shoggoth moves. It moves toward the 3. Directional selection makes it go this way. So those are the 8 cards there. And now we draw 2 more cards for the next turn for the old ones. Shoggoth moves. It's attacking my port. Zombie doesn't move. Zombie doesn't move. Shoggoth moves. We have to do battle with the Shoggoth. We do 1 damage off the bat. Remember, I don't have to spend any time because it came to me. Saved me the time of travel. 1 damage, Colonel Corey. We're going to, I guess it's going to be, nope. This is none of these 3. So it's its own thing. It's like, I will not be, grouped in with the rest of the Shoggoths. I'm unique. Yeah, I mean, it's a very particular Shoggoth. So I lose a sanity. I do a damage because of my airship, and I lose another sanity. Woof. So down to 1 sanity already. I do a damage because of my armored car, damage because of my artillery. So that's 2 damage. So it's up to 4. I take a damage, and I take a damage to my airship. Next, I lose a sanity, and I take a damage to my airship. Forget this. I'm going to use General Takanashi, defeat this infantry. Everyone else survives. If I lose another sanity, I would have lost, and I would have lost the game. I mean, my port would be destroyed. I would have lost the game. So can't risk that. Shoggoth dead. I have 1 infantry left. We do have a nice pile. And I think maybe I get Mad Johnson for endgame scoring. Woof. I mean, this zombie there is gross. I can't even reveal that. I can't attack that. Alright. Not ideal. I will spend 1 time to get Mad Johnson. We'll see how the scoring plays out. The fact that, of course, out of the 3 I revealed, it's the one that was the least helpful because I didn't get any points. I didn't subtract any points from them. That was a really unlucky kangaroo, man. The sentences I never thought I would say in my life. That was a really unlucky kangaroo. Great. I mean, if I build, the problem is if I build railroads there, it doesn't matter because the zombies is going to likely destroy them unless I... It's only pulling 2 more cards. Maybe it won't get any movement. I mean, I could crush it, but it's only... I guess it's 2 points. I mean, the upside of building 2 farms is 4 points. But the downside, if he moves at all, then if he moves both times, he destroys it. Instead of me getting 4 points, he gets 2. If I build 1, I get 2 points, but they get 1. If I just kill him, I get 2 points locked up, and they get no chance of having any. And I'm going to get 1 point from him, and then 1 point because of Mad Johnson. But not getting my gold is really unfortunate. Kept getting... Man, that temple. Yeah, this is... Colonel, I made fun of you, Corporal Jones, but I could have really used you to save the day for sure. So I think we attack again, take the sure thing. Gross. So we're going to take the sure thing, we're going to attack again, we're going to get rid of this gold. I don't think gold's worth anything at the end. We're attacking you. I do 1 damage off the bat, thanks to Colonel Corey. Would the zombie have moved? No, he wouldn't have. Shoot, but I do 2 damage. He does nothing to me. And I would have obviously sent everybody. So I would have gotten 2 more points had I just built 2 more farms. But then they would have got 1 point because they had a dude on the board. So I would have netted +3. So this way I just netted 2. So it's a 1 point difference. Actually, it doesn't really matter. That's it. So we go to endgame scoring. My score: each productive farm, nothing. VP tokens in hand, none. VP for old ones you killed, bonuses and personality cards. So my entire score is a rather underwhelming one, I think. So that's 6, 8. I'll just put them in order this way. So 2 4s. We have a 1, 1, 1, 8. I did kill Cthulhu, so there is that. 5 and 1. 2, 5. So that's 20, 30. Let's see if Greg can do math. 40, 45. And I killed 12. So that's 12 more points there. So my total score is 57. So I'll just put my score marker up here. Oh, just to be totally clear, my last turn I spent 2 time because I sent all my units to kill him, and then the Atoma would have gone. There was nothing that had movement, so they wouldn't have even pulled movement cards. And then once we hit the gray, game ends. So sorry if that wasn't totally clear. So anyway, so I have 57 points. I have 45 from those guys. So I get 25, 35. What? Yeah, no, 25. So this is 30, 40, 45, plus the 12 because of Mad Johnson, because I killed 12 of those dudes. So 57, so that goes to 55 plus 2. Bonuses, that's it. I have no other scoring. The old one score 1 point for Blighted Farm. There is 0. And then the face value for revealed things, so that's 7. So the Atoma is at 7 points. We're going to flip over the rest 1 by 1 and double it and add that to their score. So this flips over, so it's +4 because it's a 2, so it goes 7 to 11. Done. That flips over, double it, 8, 11 to 19. Where's a kangaroo when you need it? That's 3 plus 6, 19 to 25. This is 3 plus 6, 25 to 31. This is 6, so that's plus 12, 31 to 43. And a kangaroo. Now that should have been a level 2, but actually I don't think there's any level 2 that would have given that the game. I mean, even +8, they only ended up at 43. I pretty much starved them from points for blighting farms. So that was super helpful. That Mad Johnson card at the end was really important. What I was chasing was the 20 points there. Had I revealed those 2 things, all the level 3s would have been revealed. I think the fact that the temple came out made that impossible, but what it also did, though, is it gave me 12 points for killing Cthulhu, And it's never a bad day when you kill Cthulhu. ID Jester, what expansions, if any, are you playing with? Just wondering for my own peace of mind. Thanks. Jester, this is the Western Barracks side of the board. So this is actually all the base game. The expansion content, it it gives you some campaign possibilities where you can play all the solo goals like back to back to back, and you can keep some benefits that you get along the way. And then it gives you a deck of cards to play as the old ones in a competitive game. Um, like so you have a deck of like enemies, and then you could spend time to put them on the board, and they spawn in different places. I'm a little disappointed as a solo player. I'm like not enamored too much with it. There is the Tasmania board, which does two things. One, there's like a smaller board, so it makes for like a tighter game experience and kind of gets you into combat like right away. Although that I kind of like those 22 time. I like the feeling of like being strategic, building up my board, seeing what's going on. It also gives you all of these tiles, and these tiles it makes a varied playing board. So the board itself is actually just a lot of black spaces, and then you build out the board with hexagons and stuff. So it makes setup a lot more onerous, but the game variability a lot more interesting. I don't know, like it's a thing. I still got to explore it more. I had heard good things about the expansion, so I mean I haven't played it yet, so I definitely will give it a chance. I know like 3 Minute Board Games was pretty high on them from what I could garner from his recap of the game. But I also it could just be he liked the campaign stuff. I just what the campaign is really again, it's just a breakdown of the various solo goals. So it's like, so the goal I had this time was, which I didn't reach, was straight to the top. So that would be the 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7th game. The goal I had last time was the one where I couldn't get any infantry, which was pretty nuts. Well equipped. Nope, lied. Lean and mean, arm's length. Oof. That's cool. And again, you don't have to complete these. They're just huge. You're unmanned. Unmanned is the 5th game on here. So it tells you, hey, what level you're playing at. The difference, I guess you do the scores, like what your score is, what the old one score is, what's the difference, and then you see if you have a positive result by the end. I don't think this would be all that engaging for me. I'm not one to play sequential one-offs and try to keep track from game to game. I find a lot of those mechanics just a little bit underwhelming and not worth the overhead and upkeep. But, for people who really like to see a longer continuous narrative and like campaign games, it's one option. For me, um, yeah, I like this game a lot. I think it's wacky and zany, and it these cards are really important. I mean, you saw the importance of Colonel Corey and General Takanashi just to have a chance. Building up infantry just to kind of basically ping them away and do 2 damage at a time. There's some fun little strategy. I don't know where this game falls for me long term, but I think I want to play it cooperatively or competitively at some point. I've still yet to play with anyone, but myself. And it's been a nice little exploration. The western side of the board is like really interesting. It does streamline some things, in the sense of you don't have to worry about hills and stuff like that. You can kind of build any kind of farm. I built 0 farms this game, so I had all my time to, again, I did a ton of battling. And then I was able to, again, I had Flounder, which gave me a unit of my choice. I had the guy that gave me 4 gold, which I was able to basically turn into 4 infantry. We were able to kind of build out these railroads to pick up resources along the way. Um, it got a little lucky at the end. I didn't think I was going to win by, what did I win by? Math is hard. 14? So that was a more emphatic win than I expected for sure. But, they flipped over a kangaroo, ended the game. It was appropriate. What am I getting? Whoa. Jester, so seems like a lot like a basic game. Solo plays pretty well and actually better than a campaign. Um, I mean, Jester, yeah, like this is very similar to the base game. It gives you different things to worry about. Like you never put coal on the map, so you have to spend the import action to get coal so you can build more tracks. You never put phosphate on the map, so again, one way to get points was you get a phosphate, but it also gave you gold. But now you don't get that, so you don't get the points from there. But now instead you have these tokens, which I didn't actually get to any of them. So there are more opportunities to kind of cheese that. The way this game is coming together, especially with my goal, like I just went very combat, like pretty quick. There are definitely personalities that could have eased that along. This Professor Guillaume is really helpful. Just really saved me a lot of time there. You're only spending 53 time, which isn't a ton, especially when most of your turns are costing 2 time. So that was a thing. But yeah, I mean, I don't know. Like to me, the campaign's the same game as the solo. It just kind of puts it on rails for you a little bit, pardon the pun. Like it just gives you like a track where it's like, all right, the first game you're gonna do well equipped, and you're gonna play on easy level. What was your score? Like, I wouldn't want. I mean, I play on insane, so like the easy games would be kind of goofy to me, I think, and the hard games, like to me, this wouldn't get interesting until down by the insane, and then all you're really doing is you're playing 10 games sequentially, and you're seeing if you got a positive score. I don't think that would be very challenging for me at this point with where I'm at with this game. So, you know, there is that, but um it's it's an interesting, there's a lot of interesting things going on here for sure. When am I getting Arkham Horror Second Edition on my channel? Help. I want to play that game with a couple of friends who we've been meaning to do it for a few weeks now and just haven't had the chance. We've just been playing other stuff. So I think once I get a couple of co-op games under my belt and I get a better sense of the flow and the whole arc, then I'll be ready to dive into it more solo. I have put it on the table 3 or 4 times solo. I've yet to finish a game usually. Oh, I guess I finished. I just got my ass kicked. So I'm hopeful to get that sometime middle of this year, maybe. I'm just so inundated right now with review copies, which is it's a good problem. This is not complaining, but I'm definitely, some things are getting backburnered, for sure. And Arkham's up there, Victorum's up there. There's definitely a lot of things that are getting kind of pushed to the side until I get on top of the review copies. So including AuZtralia by Martin Wallace. That's what I'm talking about. I will feature AuZtralia one more time. I want to get on the again. Well, I want to tackle the expansions a little bit. We'll do a Tasmania board, and that's probably it. I mean, I think the Revenge of the Old Ones. Yeah, one player. This whole expansion is literally just how to control the old ones. I mean, it gives you like new ports and stuff that have different things, and I just don't. Yeah, yeah. I don't think this is gonna be something I'm gonna explore too much. Mythos. Oh, here we go. Okay, there are actually rules in here. Using these components from Revenge, one port, refer to the 19 solo mode, survey the land as normal, do not use spawn tiles, place the purple disc at 22, take 2 infantry to select a personality card. Oh, if you fail the challenge, deduct the objective points from your score. That's bananas. All right, so there are rules in here. I missed that. So like I'll explore. I'll probably just try to do Revenge of the Old Ones and Tasmania as one video. I don't think this is a game I'm gonna want to spin back to twice in the next few months. So there's solo rules in here. Yes, this gives you the campaign rules, which there's like XP. I I just can't. I don't need. I mean, the XP is just like this. I feel this way about Cloudspire too, right? Like these sequential campaigns, like they're giving you benefits. It's like the rich get richer. So it's like, oh, you get XP. It's like But like I don't I don't need XP. I don't need starting resources. I don't need starting personalities. Like I'm already beating this on insane. Like it's just not fun for me. Like I'd rather just start at ground zero. Like the campaign in Cloudspire gives you all these perks you can turn in for one-time things. To me, I'd rather just beat the game without the perks. That's a lot more fun for me. So like yeah, this campaign just doesn't do it for me. Like for some people that just love campaigns, like great, man. I'm all the power to you. For me, this would just feel like work. I would get the game 4 and I would be like, all right, do I have to finish this? And I just wouldn't. And that's, I was like that way with like I love Hadrian's Wall, but it just felt like sequential games of Hadrian's Wall, like that campaign that you can download. If I'm playing a campaign, I want a narrative and a story that develops. Like the Resident Evil campaign was super fun for me to play through. There were different challenges. You unlock bosses. This is just play the same game 10 times and have a different goal every time. And that just doesn't really excite me. Yeah, I'm gonna make sure the solo ones don't subtract. I mean, I guess that's just an expansion thing. That's pretty nuts. I mean, I dig that. You can because it's optional. Choose a difficulty. Proceed to solo mode. Yeah, if you meet the objective, you get 30 points in the base game. So there's that change, which is great. Cool. Jester, good stuff. Thanks. Well, thank you, sir. I'll be back tomorrow with some Maze Night. I expect a more boisterous chat then, which is fine. I oh man, I guess I did a double pander yesterday and two full chats. So I guess I'm exhausting people. I understand. It's a thing. But good to see Jester. Sajid came in briefly. Thank you for Phoenix Night for getting us started here today. That was cool. But we'll be back tomorrow with Maids Night, and then I'll be off until Tuesday because the long weekend here in the States. I'll be playing a lot of games with my friend Tony up in Boston. Super excited about that. I kind of use him as like a guinea pig of sorts with some of my newer stuff. So definitely have some gear locks I'm going to be packing along with me to try to dive further into some Too Many Bones with all the stuff I got in the Victorum Kickstarter. But this was super cool. Any questions, comments, epiphanies, put them in the comment section below. I am absolutely ecstatic that I had a playthrough that really forced me to kind of take into account the railroad rule that blocks any activity up. So I'm glad we got that corrected on the record. Thanks again to Stronghold, SchilMil Games Limited, and OffDutyNinja for making this that much easier. Jester says, take care, man. Thanks. That's a good place to end. Thanks for joining me, and until next time, happy gaming.
Son.